Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be going over the 5 best passive gold making methods right now. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Now starting off this video, I would just like to say, what is passive gold? Because I know a lot of you guys will not say that this is passive income, so I've actually whipped up the definition of passive income. Now, passive income is the income that requires little to no effort to earn and maintain. It is called progressive passive income when the earner expends little effort to grow the income. Examples of passive income include rental income and any business activities in which the earner does not materially participate. Okay, so basically it takes very little maintenance and effort in order to actually set up, and you actually get a decent return on your investment for basically not a lot of work at all. So that being the case, that is how we're going to be defining this list. So that being the case, let's get into number one. Number one is your garrison. Now your garrison is still a viable way in order to make gold. Now there was recently a Reddit post which was actually posted up on the WoW economy subreddit, which actually detailed on how to actually make gold with your garrison. Now aside from that, I have actually left a link to that because that is very extensive and quite actually very amazing on how you actually make gold with that, and I thought that would be a helpful utility for you guys to actually use, so I've left it in the description down below. Now aside from that, with your garrison there are a few ways in order to make gold, and we're going to cover them right now. Now a few things that you can do is your daily missions, making sure that you have a scavenger trait. This is making sure that you actually get a load of garrison resources. Now garrison resources go hand in hand with buying certain different things, and that would be utilizing your trading post. If you actually set up a trading post within your garrison, you can actually buy certain different types of WOD materials with your garrison resources, and then you can sell those on the auction house or craft them into other different types of items. This is one way in order to make gold, and it basically takes you about 2 minutes to set the missions every day, and then at the end of the week you could then just buy a load of mats and sell those on the auction house if you really so wished. Next thing that you actually could do in your garrison, which would require you a couple more minutes, and that is by utilizing your herbing station and your mine. And basically all you're doing is picking and mining, even if you don't have herbalism or mining, and basically that's just free materials that you can just pick up. Now granted, they don't sell for an awful lot, but it is free gold just sitting there in your garrison that you could do literally every day, which requires you a couple of minutes. So it would add up if you have a lot of alts as well. Now aside from all of that, there are other things like an old method of just crafting hex wheat bags. This is by utilizing your scavenger traits and then using those garrison resources to get a load of sumptuous fur, which then if you have a tailoring emporium, you can then craft hex wheat bags through that tailoring emporium, making hex wheat bags and then selling those on the auction house for very little effort every day. It requires literally a couple of minutes just to even just do that entire setup, so it's definitely well worth investing like a couple of minutes each day on each character actually doing this, because hex wheat bags still sell for a fairly decent amount of gold. Now another thing of note that you can do is buy war paints, and this is utilizing your herbing area, so the free herbs that you actually get. Actually use a scribe's quarters, and then all you have to do is just each day just go over to that scribe quarter and then just mill the required herbs for that by getting war paints. You can then stockpile a load of war paints and then turn those into cards of omen, and then which you can then use those war paints in order to make those cards of omen and then press them all and then get a load of raw gold at the end of the week. That is another way in order to make gold with your garrison. Now, for obvious reasons, the guide down below in the description will go extensively into how to actually make gold with your garrison, but it still only takes you roughly around about 5 minutes if you're really efficient per character just to do some daily crafting, and you can make a hell of a lot of gold just with your garrison even still. Now I know a lot of you are still very, very bored of the garrison thanks to WoD, but it's still a very lucrative way in order to make gold. Coming in at number 2, we have the Tiller's Farm, or how I like to call it, the Tillier's Farm, because I never like correcting myself on how I pronounce it. It's located in the Heartland, which is located in the Valley of the Four Winds in Pandaria. This is a little farm that actually you can set up, and each day, such as with your mine and your garrison and all that stuff, you can do a series of daily quests which will then get your rep up with the tillers. And pretty much at the end of the week or so that it takes you to get exalted with these guys, you'll have access to one seed that you should really be doubling down on, and that is snake root. Now snake root you can obviously plant in that actual farm, and then it will actually provide you with black trillium ore, white trillium ore and ghost iron ore each and every day for your character. This is a daily thing, so it literally, once you've done the required setup for this, so it takes a little bit of an upfront investment of time to do this. And then once you've actually done that on all your characters, each and every day, for about 2 minutes, you're going to get a load of ghost iron ore, black trillium ore, and white trillium ore from that. Now, with that being said, you can then sell those mats on the auction house, or use that to craft your sky golem. That is one way in which you can actually reduce the cost of crafting a sky golem as well. Now, coming in at number 3, we have the TSM crafting. I know this might sound like, oh, you're just going to use your professions. Yes, actually. Once you've actually set up your TSM for TSM crafting, all it takes is the press of one button to say, this is how much you have to restock, and then you just do that. It usually, if you're on top of it all the time, it usually will take you like 5 to 10 minutes to do all of your daily restocks and crafts and post those on the auction house. If you have it set up correctly, then you'll be making some profit alongside that, and that is basically what we want. We want to have regular gold coming in each and every day, making us more gold in the long run. So therefore, TSM crafting is actually going to make it on this list because it is near on a painless way of actually making gold, because once you've actually got it set up for crafting at a profit, all it takes is just pressing that restock button, restocking all those items, posting those on the auction house, and then just go do something else that you want to do. That is another way for easy gold overall, and I've done multiple guides on how to actually do this, such as with the one the other day, which I actually did. Now, aside from that, coming in at number 4, we have the Argent Tournament pets. Now, this is the Argent Tournament, and basically this is located in Icecrown. This is in the north of Icecrown, and it's really easy to get to. What you're going to be wanting to do is do the daily quests. They take literally about 5 to 10 minutes to do per character, and overall you're going to get a lot of little badges for the Argent Tournament. And what you can actually do is save up all of those badges and then give those into the trainer for some really expensive battle pets by the end of the week. That means that if you have it on a load of alts and you just do those daily quests each and every day, you'll get a load of these and then be able to sell these on the auction house. You can sell things like the Mechano Peep and an array of different other battle pets that you can actually sell, and they do sell for a decent chunk on the auction house, so to speak. Now this one is the other one that I would actually grade as this is a really big optional one that I would recommend doing, because it's kind of out of the way of all of the other ones that I've listed thus far, and that is because it's in Northrend and it's pretty much out of the way. So if you wanted to actually do this, it is pretty easy to do, because all you have to do is make sure that you've got all of the daily quests, which I'm most certain that all of you guys have, and just do it each and every day, getting a little bit of gold from the daily quests, but more to the point, you're going to be wanting to save up those badges and then buying out things like the enchanted broom, and then selling that on the auction house for making additional gold for your daily farms. So it's not really daily gold every single day, but it's something that you can do for little to no effort, and then by the end of the week you can buy a battle pet and then sell that on the auction house for a decent chunk of gold. So once you've actually got the ball rolling and you've got your first pets, you keep doing that, you're selling more and more of the different pets. One little side note, the pet that you probably should be buying out of the Argent tournament one is the Enchanted Broom, as that one is used in the Squirt Day leveling process and is bought quite frequently. If you are able to turn that up to level 25, that will sell faster than the level 1. Aside from that, that is the Argent tournament for number 4. Let's move into number 5, which is your daily cachet. Now, your daily cachet is pretty damn simple. All you have to do is log into your max level character and making sure that you've actually unlocked the quest, which doesn't take you all that long to do, which will either be the Ends Off Invasions, and they are either in Uldum or the Vale of Eternal Blossoms. Now, doing the daily cachet will reward you with 2,000 raw gold per character per day. That means that you will be getting raw gold in your bags, 2,000 gold, and it will alternate between the Vale of Eternal Blossoms and Uldum. It means you'll be getting 2,000 raw gold and your character will get adequately geared as well. So that is a nice little bonus as well. Now this one really does work quite wonders if you have a load of alts as well, as these daily quests only take you probably about 10 minutes in order to do per character, and with a load of alts you can actually make a sizable amount of gold each and every day. Take for instance, I have 10 characters on Argent Dawn, and that means every day if I invest at least 2 hours just by doing all of this, or 1 hour 40 minutes to do all of my characters, that means that I will then have 20,000 gold each and every day just by doing my cachet. Now 10 characters per day, which is 20,000 gold, and then times that by 7, in a week I can get 140,000 gold just by doing my daily cachet for less than 2 hours of just doing my regular thing that I should be doing in the game. That's pretty damn awesome, and overall, if you have a load of alts, this is something that I would do, because this is a great way in order to pay for your WoW token every single month, because at the end of the day it only takes you 2 weeks of doing your daily stuff and then you've got your game paid for. Pretty much it's like a no-brainer, because it's easy raw gold. You can do this if you've got loads of alts. Even if you have 5 alts, that's 10,000 gold per day, that's 70,000 gold per week, just for spending about 10 minutes per character just doing the daily invasion. You don't even have to do the daily quests, you just have to jump in and kill a load of mobs and just get the cachet, which you can do pretty much a lot faster if you just go for the rare spawns. But obviously all you have to do is just basically destroy things inside the invasion to get your points up, and then once that's done you can then do that. The daily quests are optional when you do this. All you really care about is just by getting the cachet. So focus on those rares, because they give you a nice little uptick, or any of the elites, as they give you a bit more of an uptick than the standard mobs. And this is something that I will be implementing pretty much near on instantaneously now, because that is very, very tantalizing, having 140,000 raw gold, which I could really do with not a lot of time for my characters per week. It means within like 10 weeks I can get like 1.4 million gold's worth of raw gold just with 10 characters. It's very, very tantalizing, and I am probably going to actually start working on that as of now. That being the case, guys, that is the 5 best passive gold making methods that you can do right now. Have a lovely rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow.